Hopefully you can hear me good or well. I got the headset mic on this time, so let's see how the levels are. Can you hear me? Even when I got that heavy bass line. That should be good. Here, let me take this out of studio mode so I got a full screen. Let's see how everybody is. How you doing? What is that? Shade dice block. Shade red ice block? Shade red ice block. That's what it is. Oh man, how you doing? How's everybody doing? It is a good modular Monday. This is going to be a little bit different from the normal stream that I do. It might be boring for some, it might be extra interesting for others. Right now, you see this huge spaghetti of neon cables, but it might look like it's just for aesthetics. It might look like I just want it to look cool with all these colors and cables and plugs and knobs and buttons but they actually lead to these sounds. Or let's see, like switch over to drum. I like to add a little distortion to that. So let's just kick out. I like that. Okay, let's do 4 bars of a recording of some drums like this. There we go. Let's add a little bit of hi-hats to it. Now these are going to be super crushed, so without the distortion, that's what you have right there. Searching for the bell. Oh, there it is. There we go. Now check this out. Oh yeah, we got Platty Jr. right here, right in the top left corner. As you see, he's dancing around. Now we can blend this so it's not as aggressively distorted, but we still have that blown out, boom bap kind of sound right there. So for this stream, for the first 10-15 minutes of the stream, I'm gonna build up a quick little groove, a nice little loop. And we can just vibe out on that for a little bit, and then I'm going to unplug every single one of these cables until there's nothing plugged in. And we are going to build an entirely new patch from scratch. So all this stuff is going to sound different now. This is a one-time, it's kind of like a Buddhist way to make music. Hopefully the music isn't too loud with my voice. I could bring it down a little bit. Here, let's bring it. There we go. Just have that as a little bit as like background music, but this is kind of a Buddhist way of making music, because once you finish this patch and you take it all out, you're never going to be able to get it exactly how you got it, because there's so many analog variables in here that even the tiniest little turn of a knob, even just like one modicum on there, one little mark on there will completely change it entirely. Depending on how you modulate it, if you're doing something super basic. But obviously, this isn't basic. As you can see, I have a couple, got like a half mile of cables on this shit. Okay, so let's do a fun little thing. I got this scooper. I really like this scooper. So what I actually have all the drums running through this scooper right now, and it's receiving a clock signal in here, so I can actually record it based on the clock when it restarts the loop. So I don't have to worry about pressing it at the perfect time or anything. And I could record a loop, and then we can manipulate that loop and make it sound nice and funky. So here we go. Let's try that. I'll put the music back up. So now we're hearing the loop. We're actually not hearing the recording. I could turn this off, and the loop's still going. See, now the drum machine isn't even outputting. You see how this isn't lighting up anymore? It's all recorded in this. It's just a loop. So let's start scattering it like. It's a nice bit crusher in here. So this just provides glitches. And we can also do filters. I like doing filter sweeps on this. Beautiful filter sweep. Right there. You can also change the pitch. So high pitch. Not as much on drums. I mean, you can hear the difference on the drums, of course, especially when you go really low. Actually kind of sounds sexy. I like that. Let's add some drum or some bass to this. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's try that. Oh shit, the steps are too long. I'm gonna have to restart. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should go. Oh no, it's not. What's going on here? Yeah, so I want to get 4 of these. Oh, okay. It was giving me problems because I'm not playing right now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So that should be on time with it. So I'll go like. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we got that. So we can do. So as you see, I'm fucking around with this knob right here. It's not the modular stick. It is a joystick that has, I think, 5 different dimensions. I'm working with an X and Y axis right here. I have a Z and I have a G. Yeah, let's add some other stuff. I like that. Let's hold the harp. I was too focused on this right here. I didn't even see Jack. Shout out to Flatty. I don't know what he's doing. This is cool. Yeah, I'm just doing a quick overview right here, and then I'm gonna actually break this all down. But thought it'd be what it is. Yeah, we're 10 minutes into stream. I'll probably be doing this for another 5 minutes, building this up into something. This sounds almost like a circus beat. It sounds like some circus, like a scary circus. Yeah, I like it. Okay, let's see what we got. we just have the drums. I can keep the drums going though. Unplug this huge mess. Figure out what it all was after. Now we're not getting any sound, so it doesn't really matter. Uh-oh, we lost our drums. Well, I guess that's the end of the sound. And now it's up to, actually, hopefully that's plugged. I don't know. I'll have to do some routing troubleshooting when we start putting this all back together. Because some of these things that are plugged in are just fundamental for the just to get it to make sound. And I wouldn't really have to unplug them, but I'm doing it as like intentionally, so you can, when I have to replug them in, I can basically use it as a teaching thing. Like all these right here that I'm unplugging right here, this doesn't have to be unplugged. This right here doesn't have to be unplugged. This right here. But I'm doing it anyways, just so we can start from scratch all the way. I haven't actually unplugged all the stuff and started from scratch on this thing in months. It's been sitting with all this, and it's kind of a thing where you sit here and you build it and you tweak it over a long period of time. You know, over time you okay, so this is the drums coming from this, the guitar pedal. So these are all going at modular level, which are different from line level. So you actually have to attenuate the incoming if you're using different levels of different instruments and stuff. Just got all these cables. I will warn, this may be a little bit of a boring stream if you're not into learning about modular synthesis or electronic instruments or any of that kind of stuff, routing or electrical engineering even. I don't know how deep I'll get into this. So I don't want to turn it to a lecture. It has to be entertaining and fun, but also, okay, cool, got that unplugged. And this should be, okay, so that's coming from this. Let's just route that back. Oh, let's just route that back there. Okay, this is routed here. So we have essentially everything unplugged. We have a blank canvas right here. I'm just shoving these all in here. I don't even care what size the cables are. Just kind of just fitting them on the tree, and I know I'll have to deal with it later. But here we are. We have the entire thing here. Let me check the chat real quick. One last gift for us. Yeah, get some sleep, Platty. Thank you. Shout out to Platty. Everybody, shout out to Platypus. This, we are 30 minutes into the stream. This will be probably an hour and a half lesson where we build everything together. Okay, so there are a few things plugged in, as you can see. We have this still plugged in. Now this plugs into let's get this. So this right here is plugging into the Pamela's new workout. So this is the clock. This is the rhythmic heart of the entire system. This sends out control voltage, which is basically electrical pulses, and it's sending those out at a whatever rate you have it. So right now I have it at 95 BPM. You could do all sorts of divisions. So if you, as you see all these different blinking patterns on here, on this one right here, it might be better if I had like a camera that I can zoom in on each individual module. I don't know, but this has 8 different outputs right here that you can change to different speeds. As you see, they're all going at different speeds. Some of these are actually linked, but other ones, they'll be half speed or a third speed or double speed or any of that. And so this is the clock right here. So I'm sending this from here to the clock of the KeyStep Pro right here. So the KeyStep Pro is the brain. If this is the rhythmic heart, this is the brain. So the brain cannot function without the heart. It needs the now this does have an internal clock. So if I didn't have this right here, I could run it off the internal clock right here, but this doesn't have all the divisions, doesn't have all the special stuff that Pamela's new workout does. So I actually use this as the rhythmic heart. So I plug this into here, and this will send a signal to the KeyStep, which can then distribute that to, let's say, the drum brute right here. So we have the drum brute already connected via MIDI cable. So we have a MIDI cable. Oh, hold on. Let me unconnect that one too. That doesn't need to be connected in. There we go. So we have a MIDI cable right here, and that's connecting to the drum brute, and that will convert the control voltage from the Pamela's New Workout into a MIDI signal that's sent to the drum brute. So now, as you see, because I have this playing, this is sending out 95 BPM. This registers on the KeyStep Pro as 95 BPM right over here, and then it's sending it onto here on the drum brute impact, which says 95, 94. It's bouncing around, but it's going to stick with the clock. So this clock is sending through here to this, and this is also routed to, I have a whole drum setup right here, but I'm not going to incorporate this into this lesson. So we have the clock into the controller. So the controller now has a clock signal. It knows how fast everything's going to go. So let's connect the bass. So here, let me pan this over here. So right here is the Behringer Model D. It is basically a clone of the Moog Model D. It's a bass, really, really great synthesizer. It's used by, Pink Floyd and all sorts of 60s, 70s, prog rock bands and stuff. Very, very powerful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to route this from here into here. But since this is running at a different level, I have to route it through a voltage controlled amplifier. So right here, we have a bunch of voltage controlled amplifiers all together. We have two VCAs, which have or two micro VCAs right here by IntelliGel, which have two separate voltage control amplifiers. And then right next to it, I have a quad VCA, which has four. So you can have this cascade into each other, or you can have them all separate if you want to. Cascading means that each signal will affect the later signal, or you can just have it, be independent. And I'm going to be using it independently as basically an amplifier. That's basically what it is, voltage controlled amplifier. So let's take the signal from the bass, from the Model D. So we're going to take the main signal out. What's this right here? Ooh, I got to move this keyboard. No way. Okay, so this is the main out on the keyboard, on the Model D. But the thing with this is that this is not going to give us any sound because we don't have any information being sent from a keyboard or a controller or any of that kind of stuff into, oh, hold on, let me reset that. And then we're going to stop that. We're going to switch this to drum. And that should be synced. Okay, cool. So now we have that going. That I just erased all the previously recorded stuff that we had on there. So let me move this so you can see the whole rack. So we're going to take this and we are going to let's see if because I might have this plugged in, but I think I completely have the cutoff gate right here. So let's do this. I really like using this joystick to modulate the cutoff. So it's basically turning a knob for me. When I do this, it's just turning a knob. Now when I do this, turns the knob the other way. And so I have a center, and I can have a threshold depending on how much I want this to turn the knob. So we'll take this. Let's see, we're going to read that. So that's a Q3. So that should open the knob, close it, both that way. Yeah, that gives a negative voltage. That gives a positive voltage. So that'll open it and close it. Oh, that was plugged in too. That's a sequencer. Maybe we'll use that in this. So I didn't have that. For a second. Yeah, I just heard it turn off. It should be plugged in. Hopefully I don't lose my mic. I charged this thing, so it's the headset. So I don't know. Maybe it just came disconnected. But let's see. We're going to take this. We're going to feed this. Let's just feed it directly into this channel and see if we get, so we're getting no sound right there. So what we want is we want the voltage controlled. So we have right here, so that should be plugged in. Yeah, okay, and then we have the gate. Here's the gate. Okay, so we have the gate signal right here. So this will tell it on or off, basically. We're going to take this and we are going to go check. Okay, so we should have, let's check this, make sure that this is giving us an actual signal that we can hear. So we're going to send this out, and this will go into, let's just do it to the first of the VCAs. So we're going to go right there, go right here, and then let's connect. Let's just use green. We're going to connect the out of this into the fourth channel of this. Now let's see if we can get some audio coming out. We have the main out. We have this. We have the cut CV. Shouldn't be a problem. So let me, not getting any signal. This will be a lot of troubleshooting too, by the way. So that's what most of this is about. Let's see, I'm going to put a hold signal too. So I see we are getting a signal when I turn this off and then turn this on, but I'm not getting audio. Oh, I know why I'm not getting audio, because this isn't plugged in to the output. So we need to figure out where the output is. I'm going to take, unplug this. So this is the output right here. And so this should, or maybe we could do that and that. So that'll, there we go. Okay, so we got an A440. That's an A tone. So that's confirming that we are getting a signal from the Behringer right there. So, but that also confirms that we aren't getting a signal from the actual, you know, oscillators on here themselves. So we're gonna have to fix that. We're gonna have to find out what the fuck is going on. So let's put that A440. I'm just gonna get that standard. Okay, so we can control that right there. We got the bass. So look at already, here, I'll turn that back off. Already we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cables plugged into stuff just to barely get an A440. Get that. Can't modulate it. Doing this doesn't do anything, you know, playing it. Oh, it is. So look at that. It gives us a gate. So we have a gate signal. So now I can do or what about like okay, so we have a gate signal, but we don't have the actual sound coming from it. So what we have to do, we have the out, we have the CV. I'm going to take away this CV just because that is adding an additional thing in between. So let's see. So we are getting audio, but we are not getting the actual oscillators. So we want to, let's see, we have the oscillator right here being fed. That's the fourth. Yeah, perfect. We have the gate. Perfect. So this should feed this into this, and then this should feed into this. It is strange that we are not getting any sound. But I guess that's what mostly this stuff is about, is troubleshooting. And I might be you know, wasting time by troubleshooting on which should be like a lesson kind of thing. But let's see. So we are getting the audio through here, but we should get a modulated like through oscillator or through the voltage. It should control the oscillator through the voltage, but all we are getting is a gate, which is modulated by this. That's all that is. So this is giving us input right here, and that's putting out a constant boop here. If you could hear that. If I turn it up loud, actually, hold on. Or what we should do, I can route this through the cloaks because this has a better. There we go. So you hear that? That's just constant. And then if I put the gate there, now I can control it. So we want to get. Okay, and then we have the gate. Okay, so we have the output, we have the curve, and we have the offset right here with the gain. I have the gain pretty high. Okay, that should be good. So now, since we have the gate and we have the audio going through here, and this is sending out a signal from the oscillator right here, let's see why we are having trouble getting an out sound. Let's see if we get noise. Okay, so we're not getting noise either. Oh, hold on. Actually, I don't have the noise up. So we're not getting noise. I am truly confused. Let's see. Why am I not getting? So I have the LC gate in. I have the main out. So yeah, I got that. Man, I feel kind of stupid because I mean, everything I have set up should give me an output. I have the main out. I have the oscillator voltage. So this is sending out like that should send out. Yeah, that should send out a signal. It's showing that it's getting a signal. Kind of. It might be because it's getting the gate signal. So I'm sending the gate. Oh man, I feel mighty dumb that it's not working. Because this should be something that how I have it routed. Because so what I'm doing is here we go. I'm sending from this, I'm sending a control voltage that's between 0 and 1 volt in increments through the chromatic scale. So each one of these keys is at a specific voltage that is delineated by the chromatic scale. So like 12 notes or whatever it would be in that 1 volt. And so it's 1 octave per volt. So if I send out 0 to 1, that would be the lowest octave to the highest, all the way up to, I don't know, 5, I think, volts it goes up to. So it's sending that signal to this, and it's telling it, play this sound, play this note. And then I have the output right here, which gives you that. But then for some reason, it's only giving the A440. It's not giving me any volume of the actual like synthesizer itself. And the problem is that since it's giving me the A440, that right there, I know that it is outputting sound. But for some reason, I'm too stupid to figure out why it's not giving me sound. See, I have overload. I feel like maybe that. FC gate is a filter. No. Yeah, see, it should be. Okay, well, how about we skip this for right now, and I will go into how to control one of these, which is a lot more simple. Because I don't know what the fuck is going on with that shit. And it's just frustrating. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to a different channel. We're going to switch over to channel 2, which would be this right here. And we are going to do the exact same thing, but it'll work this time. Hopefully. No, I don't have any fears that it won't work. We're going to put it through this right here. We're going to send it through the Victor. So we're going to send the pitch right here to the voltage per octave. So now when I press any button on here, it will send that, any of these keys, it will send a voltage to this module. So what I'll do is I'll take this, take a longer one. Nope. They're all just kind of clusterfucked over here because I was just taking them off willy-nilly. Let's see, well this, we're just going to do a direct plug. Okay, so. So we have just a constant tone now. It's just playing the tone forever. So what we want to do is we also want to have, much like how we had on that other one, a gate. Here, let me put this in a less annoying tone. Let's put it lower. There we go. That's satisfying, I guess. Yeah, well, we'll just do it right there. So what we want to do is we want to add a gate to that. So we're going to take this. This has a gate in. This will tell it whether to turn off or on. We're going to take this. We're going to put it on the gate. I can find the plug. There we go. And this will... Oh, wait. Hold on. I realized what we're going to do is we're going to actually do the exact same thing as we did the other one. So we're going to put the gate in right here. We're going to route this from, or we're going to route this that we have. We're going to take this out. We're going to put this in right there. And then we are going to take this signal from this voltage controlled amplifier, and we're going to plug it back into this. So now we have the tone. So there we go. So we are sending the note to this, and then it is sending out a constant tone. As you heard, it was beep for as long as it did whatever. But then I have the gate signal, so as long as I'm holding this button down, the gate is open, and when I let go, the gate closes. So that is sent to this voltage controlled amplifier, and then I'm basically turning on the volume or turning off the volume on the amplifier. So I'm putting it through an amplifier, and I'm turning up the volume or turning it off. And with a gate, it's just on and off. There's no... But let's do something. Let's do a little bit of an interesting thing. So what we're going to do is, instead of routing it just through this, we're going to actually take this, to make this so it's not super annoying, I'm going to unplug this right now. So imagine it's going the entire time. Just imagine that is happening, because that's what is happening, but it's just not plugged in. Let me get a longer cable right there. So the whole time, we're going to take this, we're going to take, we're going to plug in the gate signal. We're going to plug it over to this multiplier. So this multiplier right here will take that signal, and it will, as it said, multiply it. It will send it to multiple different locations. I can have up to 3 different locations that it takes that signal. So I'm going to take that signal, I'm going to route it right over to this ADSR into the gate right here. So now when I press this button, you can see it lights up that gate here. I'll bring the attack down, bring these down, keep these up. So as you see, I press the button right here, and I guess you can't really see it perfectly, but right here, there's this little green light right here where my finger's posted. See that? It lights up when I press the button, any button on here. That's sending a gate signal that it has multiplied from this to here. So now we have an out right here. So we're going to take this, we're going to put the out. Now that is sending a signal. It takes in the gate signal and then it outputs, it modifies it, and it changes it. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put that into this now. And then now let's get that. It was constantly going the whole time. But now you can control it like this. So no difference, right? That's weird. But each of these knobs will control the attack, the decay, the sustain, and the release. So release is how long it takes to let go. Watch. I let go. So it's opening up the gate really fast. Right when I press it, it opens up the volume, sends it all the way to the top, and then it slowly, when I let go, it slowly turns the volume back down. Right there, okay. And then so attack is very similar to that, except it's on the front end. So I turn the release all the way down. So now when I let go, it'll just suddenly shut off. But the attack, I put it all the way up. So when I press it, I have to hold it down for a while. It's a slow, gradual, slowly turning up the volume right there. See? Pretty cool, eh? Okay, so let's see. Do I have another ADSR? I don't think I have another ADSR. Maybe that is something. Oh, I do have an ADAR. So this has an attack decay and a decay release. You know what I could do is I could do that. I'm going to send that to this. So we should get the same, or actually let's turn it down. Oh, this has drive on it too. See how low decay or just, and then I can have a slow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do I'm going to do a fast attack, but then I'm going to slow that decay down. So now you'd wonder, why did I switch it from this one over to this one? What I can do is I can send that same gate signal to this one, and I'll have a control over a filter with this. So right now it's just sending just the pure sound. And this, I'm able to get all these different sounds through just wave shaping on this. Right there. So, and notice how it has that long decay now, or long release. It's because of that envelope right there. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply it to a filter. So what we'll do is first we're going to take this output and it is going from this into this. What we are going to do is we're actually going to take it, let's see, output goes into that. We're going to take this output right here and we're going to put it through a filter. Let's see, what's a good filter? Here's my filter banks right here. I have 3 different filters. I have a fuzz, I have a distortion wave shaper, I have a lo-fi trigger. I think what I'm going to do is I'll put it through the polyvox. So we're going to put it in here, and we'll put the out right here, and then we'll put it right back where it was. So now it's going through a filter. That's an aggressive filter for this. Maybe I'll put it in the, I mean, it's funny to say, oh, it's aggressive filter. Let me put it in the carbon. But I'm going to put it in the carbon. And we're going to put this out with a low pass. And Okay, so now we have a... It's pretty aggressive though. So what we want to do is we want to control this, or actually, maybe we should put it through this. Me just fucking switching up. Hey, I mean, this is all about experimentation too. So, oh, I put this in the wrong way. So this goes out and this goes in. We want to put it through this actually because that gives us that aggressive peak. You see that? It's folding in on itself right there. If you hear that, like right there, it gets really distorted. And we can modulate this through all these too, so it won't be. That's just the resonance peak. Oh, shout out to Flesh Simulator for giving me this Polyvox VCF right here, this filter. He built this, hand built this, and sent this off to me. Shout out to him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this signal, that gate, and I'm going to send it to this ADSR that we have. So we're going to take this signal, this multiplied gate signal that we have in this multiplier. We're going to send this to the gate. So now when I send this, it lights up this little green. See right there? What I'm going to do is I'm going to send this signal to open up, to modulate this. It's going to control this knob. So I'm going to take this signal, I'm going to send it down to the CV1, and now see how it's modulating. Now it's, what it's doing is it's opening the, sending it right there. So that's just the filters just straight on. So what I want to do, since this is sending out a signal that's so hot, it's basically turn this all the way up and all the way down, all the way up, all the way down each time. Oops. So it's sending a signal that's too hot. So what I want to do is I want to take this and I want to put this through a voltage controlled amplifier. This will limit how strong the signal is. So I'm going to put this in here into the input, and then I'm going to transfer it right over here. So from the output, I'll put it straight back into this, and now we have oh wait, hold on. Is this sending? Oh, this should be sending a signal. So you see how I'm slowly getting that? It's like opening up the filter and the yeah, here, let's make this. Okay, so already we went from a high-pitched beep to now we're shaping the sound. It kind of sounds weird, like a bouncing ball. Like a slight echo, but it's through the actual filter. Okay, so we have a basic synth sound, almost bell-like. Okay, so let's get a melody going. So we have this just let's just throw an arpeggiator on here. So just let's slow it down a little bit. But I'm gonna slow it down through the arpeggiator itself. Let's do like, okay. So I want to put this through. So we have it through a filter. Now what we want to do is put it through some kind of effect. We could put it through like a delay. We could put it through like a bit crusher. We could put it through a wave shaper. Let's put it through this cutting room floor. This is a cool effect right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that signal and we're gonna route it through this cutting room floor. We have an in right here, and we will transfer that to an out right there. Put that in there. That was a little aggressive right in the beginning, but okay, it's kind of dreamy, kind of creepy and scary a little bit too. All right. Sounds a little creepy. I like it. I like how this cutting room floor, you can do a lot of weird stuff with it, because basically what it's doing is like a tape delay, but it's one that you can modulate and flutter and add different like weird like wow and flutter to it, so it's like an actual legitimate tape delay. It has all those weird effects. We have tape saturation too. I like that. Okay, I like that. We can also add like a fuzz. Yeah. We have a saturation too. But I think we're going to keep that going. I like that. Let's get a rhythm going. So the cool thing with the drum root is that it's pretty much already all set up. All we have to do is we just have to route it from the output into this. Because we have, let's see, when I press this, you can see it's affecting all the stuff. So I have it routed from here to the drum root impact. Hopefully it just is turning off because it thinks that I'm not using it or something. I have a 30-minute timer, so maybe it's every 30 minutes it turns off. But my headset keeps on coming off. Okay, so we're going to route this into a voltage-controlled amplifier like all the other this in here. Now this is just to get the line level to the modular level. This isn't because it needs a gate or anything like that, like the other ones did. We're gonna put this to the furthest one over. Let's see. There we go. How about we just do like. Okay, so now we have some rhythm. I like it. I like it. We got some rhythm. Sounding good so far. So we could put this, we already have it routed through here, so it can. But I'm going to keep it raw right now. Maybe we can add the internal distortion, just to give it a little bit of a boost. Okay, let me get a little bit more water real quick. Oh, holy shit, Arsonist Leo. Shout out, Redeemed Hydrate. I just looked over, grabbed my water. I realized that I should have been hydrating. Shout out to Arsonist Leo. Or I'd have to go to work, have a good stream. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Thank you for the hydration. Okay, so we have the drums and we have a main. Sounds pretty cool. Sounds a little creepy. I like it. I like it. So let's see what we can do next. Let's run the braids. This is actually has a lot of different sounds that you can get out of here. So we can get a lot from just this one. If we plug this in, we can get a lot of different stuff. So we're going to put that as the voice number 3. So let's get, where did this, voice number 3. Okay, we got this. So we're going to put the voltage octave. And then, so this will give us an annoying sound soon. It's going to be, let's see if we can get a cable. It'll fit it. Yeah, there we go. Should this? We're going to put this in 3. There we go. So as you can hear, it just has an output. So we're going to do the same thing as we did with the others, and we're going to route it through a voltage-controlled amplifier. So we're going to put it into this right here. That's getting a pure signal, just straight. Sounds like it's a triple saw that it was doing. We're going to put this right into here. We're going to get that triple saw again. So I'm going to turn that down, just so we don't have to hear it. But if I didn't turn that down, you'd still be hearing that. And we're going to give it. This should be long enough. Okay, we're going to take the gate signal from here, and we are going to add it to the CV right here. And so now, this shouldn't have to be turned down or anything. Now, when we press button. Okay, perfect. So now we have that just goes straight. What I could do is I can also send a modulation signal. So if I use the mod wheel on here, I mean, it's not doing anything right now because I don't have it, but I can send this over to here to change the timbre and the color. So let's do that. Let's take the signal from, oh, hold on, let me get one that's long enough to go over there. This should work. Okay, so we're going to go color, and we're going to put it in the voice mod here. So now we actually, let's see, we might, yeah, I might have to send that also through a voltage controlled amplifier. So we're going to put that right here into this one, and then we will route timbre, this one. Maybe I should find one that has a better... Oh, I'm using the wrong knob. I'm so stupid. There he is. So that's such a raw sound. See how it's like really hard? That would be perfect to run through a filter. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the out of this. This was going just straight into the VCO right here, or the VCA right here, and then the VCA was going straight into this. But we're going to take this out. We're going to put that into the filter that we used last time. So we're going to the carbon filter, the one that I said that was a little too harsh. The second filter is too harsh. And then we're going to take it and we're going to do a low pass right there, and we will put this into the third. Now we have... That's cool, but how would we be able to control that? I don't want to have to find this little tiny knob and... Well, as you've seen before, I could route it to this right here, or I could route it to this right here, or this one right here, or all sorts of things. I can make it auto-modulate itself. I can make it so when I press this, it opens up that filter, much like how I was doing with the other one, the one you're hearing right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make it so I have a little bit more control over this, and I'm going to put it onto this right here, this knob, since I couldn't get the Moog to go through there. So we're going to take this, we're going to put it in Q1. When I put it in quarter 1, it should give me a control, and then we are going to change resonance. Saturation there. There we go. That's a fun one. Okay, so now we have kind of a lead synth right there. So we want like something. So I do like controlling this, but I think what I'm going to do is I like that filter sweep that gets right there. Like that right there. So what I'm actually going to do is I don't want to sit here and just constantly do this filter sweep, but I do want it to give me that filter sweep. I just don't want to have to use my hand doing this the entire time. So how would I do that? How can I change that? So the way that I could do that I can take this control right here, and instead of making it modified by this, see, I unplugged it. Now I can take it and I can put it in LFO. So if we put it right here. But it's kind of just random. It's not really following anything. So I want this to follow the clock. And that's where this comes in. See how it's just kind of, but it's not really following any time. So I'm going to put this into the clock that I have right here. And I'm going to put it on the sync. So now, that's a little too fast. I want it a little slow. So what I would do is I would actually control that, the speed of this, through this. Hold on. There we go. There we go. So something like this. So now I don't really like how it's so quiet for such a long time. See how it's doing that? And then it's quiet for such a long time. So how would I change that? What do I do in this situation? So what I do is I take this signal that I'm sending to it. I'm actually not going to have it send to that. I'm going to send it through, what do you know, a VCA, another voltage controlled amplifier. They say you can never have enough VCAs. It's a big meme in the modular community. You can never have enough VCAs, and it's true because now I have a VCA set up right here, sending this right here. Oh, did I? Yeah, I put it in the right one. And then now I can control the lower threshold and the upper threshold. Now, since I do have it on such a long cycle, it might take me a second to get it tuned. No, the upper threshold isn't going as high as I want it now. Let's see. Okay. That's my upper threshold. Want the lower threshold to be. Okay. This could be also considered a voltage-controlled attenuator. Because what I'm doing right here is actually attenuating the signal, and I'm reducing the range. So it's scrolling, and what I want it to do, instead of going all the way up to the top and all the way to the bottom, I want to kind of to shrink those parameters. So now it's only going almost to the top and kind of to the mid. I don't want it to, see how it's spinning a while on that bottom threshold. And I don't want it to go so high that it sounds, ugly. A little bit lower than that. And then it sits in that for a long time. So I want it to be... And it is, I have it on a slow cycle, which kind of takes a little bit longer to attenuate this whole thing. Shout out to a username 1278934. Some funky beeps and boops. Beeps and bops. Yeah, right now we're building this. It's slow burn. This is more of a lesson than making music. This isn't really a jam. Usually I'll jam because I have everything set up. But this, we're building it. So I think I like this. It goes down. Oh, it goes a little too quiet there, though. I don't like that. So send the threshold to this, and this goes into that. Yeah, so then. Okay, there we go. Notice how it's not going too far low now. Yeah. So that's, here's the peak. And now let's go back out. That's the low point, and now it's going back up. So now that's, there we go. Now we have a sweep. So instead of me having to sit here and do that manually, now I have a robot do it. Or a voltage, controlled voltage. So this is an LFO, so this is a low frequency oscillator. So much like these are oscillators, these are voltage controlled oscillators, VCOs, this one too. These are low frequency oscillators, so it's basically a lot slower oscillation. It's going up and down through that, and so it's a lot slower. As this is it's like non-audible levels. That's maybe like, I don't know, 10 hertz or something. I don't even know. It's probably even less than that. Who knows? But there we go. So nice. So far, it actually sounds kind of good. I want to troubleshoot this bass because before I should be able to get the bass sound. So I'm gonna figure out what's going on here. So we have it. And we'll just keep this going. Actually, before I get into the bass, let's send this to another modulation. Because right now it's just going, it's just going through a filter sweep. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this out of here and we're gonna send it to another modulation. What I'm gonna do is, how should we modulate this? Let's just do a nice delay. So we're gonna put input right here, and we'll do the output with these two smaller ones. Output, left output. This will give us actually a stereo delay too. That'll be pretty cool. There we go. That sounds trippy, yeah? So now we have the filter sweep in addition to a delay. So now we got that real nice space. So right now we have the drums just going raw into just like it's just the drums straight into the mixer. But what we could do is we could send them also the drums to the filter. What I would like to actually do is send that here. Let's put this down a little bit. Okay, so now we have a nice trippy soundscapey kind of stuff going on right here. Next, let's fuck with these drums. So let's first add some drums so we can hear something to do. So right now we just have the hi-hats going. Let's Sounds good. Sounds good. So we have this going from here into this right here, and then this. So what we're going to do is we're going to unplug that. We're going to send this to the slicer. So we're going to send this in right there, and we're going to send it out. Well, that should just give us the drums back. No change, nothing. So next we're going to and then so we're going to drag a signal from here, and we're going to take the clock, we're going to send this to the clock. So now it follows the clock. So what we could do if we wanted to, this is okay, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this signal. We're going to take it from the G right here. So there's a G button on here, a gate button on this knob right here. And we're going to plug this into a trigger. So now I can send a trigger. See how it... glitches, hear that? Here, I'll put the distortion on here a little bit better. So whenever I press this button, okay, so that sounds cool, right? But what if I want to change the size of that? Like right here, I can go. I can change the slice size. What I want to do is I want to control this knob without having to sit there and find that knob. This right here has a Z-axis control right here. So what I can do is I can route the Z-axis control from this. And we're going to route that into the size control. Now, I know immediately I'm already going to have to send it. So when I press this button, I get that, and then I can control. That right there, but it's a little too finicky. I want it to have a smaller range. How would I do that? Well, as you've seen, I've done it before in this one. We're going to put a voltage control amplifier. But before I do that, I want this signal that I have, this one when I'm turning the knob, which is basically me just turning this knob right here is me controlling another knob through this cable. But I want to send that to multiple different contracts. You'll see why later. So how would I do that? As you saw before, I would do this. This is a multiplier, as I said, the other signal right here whenever I sent that gate, and it sent to the two ADSRs. Now I'm sending this modulation signal over to another multiplier. We're going to take this right here and plug it back into voltage control this right here. And that's just going to attenuate it. I guess you could call it a voltage controlled attenuator as well. Okay, so we're going from here to this right here. So that'll control the size. We have I want the highest threshold to be much lower. There we go. So, see that. So now that has a much better control. Okay, so that sounds all good and great, but why did I duplicate? Why did I multiply that signal? We're going to take that same multiply signal, transfer this over to the lo-fi. We're going to put this on the we'll find out what sounds best. So we're going to take the output that we had from the slice, and we're going to put that in the input of the lo-fi. And then we're going to take, of course, from the output of the lo-fi and back into the picture. Oh yeah, there we go. We don't want that, we just want this. So now we have, so I can control this. And I can control it independently unless I press this button. There we go. So, right there, so far we have modifiable drums where you can do some glitches. You can just do some. So great. So now I have a full channel open right here. There's a whole open channel right here. What could we do with that open channel? How you doing, Yataski? If you're still in the chat, I'm not sure. I just glanced over the chat and saw you say wowie zowie. Yeah, wowie zowie. So what we want to do is we want to route. I have another here. So down here is a chord that I have, and I want to route that to this system. I can filter and modify it, whatever. How would I do that? So I have it here, but it's putting out a line again. So how would I deal with that? The answer is always a voltage controlled amplifier. That is your every time you have a question, modular synthesis, most of the time it's voltage controlled amplifier. So we have that right there. And put that. I'm just going to see if we're getting some sound first. So no sound. So we're this doesn't have a boost circuit, or the boost circuit is retired. So what I might actually have to route this, I might have to reroute one of these over here into a separate one. Here, let's route the drums themselves, because that seems like it'd be the easiest. So we're gonna go yeah, because those just need a simple amplifier. But this will actually be a more complex amplifier, so, or at least something with a bit of more boost. This has a much higher headroom on here. So let's. So there we go. We have the. So we have it going through a filter on this. Wesley, there's it's pretty damn loud, as you can see. So we have the lead right there. Now we have a lead synthesizer. What's up, using 1127894? How you doing? Glad your internet is back up. Let's do it challenge. Hell yeah. Thank you. Kindle Fire 616. Hell yeah. I forgot about the Let's Do It challenge. I just started that. I have no idea actually what it is. I think we're just building up bits, I think they're called. Board points. Not sure. But as you can see, when we started this stream, it was very much this big neon spaghetti. And then as time went on, and as you saw, I put together certain things and I explained where every single thing was routed and how everything worked and how we got these sounds. It became this big spaghetti, this neon spaghetti, as you see right in front of you. And so now we have this right here. What I can do is I can put this down over here. It has like a putty on it, so I just hope that the putty sticks. I believe the putty is made to be used in this So, not moving. Why is it not moving? What's going on there? Because this is actually controlled by a module right here. The color module. I got this, as a Kickstarter module from Australia, I believe. I believe the people that made it are from Australia. It took a while to ship out here because Australian shipping, anything from Australia to America, is like months. I don't know why. Ship it on a boat, I guess. But when I finally got it, I haven't experimented with it a ton with it. But here, I can control this right here, so we control the colors. So right now, we're focusing on this little module. We have basically the music set up. We have a nice little jam in the background. Sounds pretty cool. I like it. Hopefully, it's not too loud. What I can do is I can bring it down a little bit, just so it's not overwhelming for my voice. So we have this. I can control the colors right here, as you can see on the top. This right here. This is controlled by this module right here. So it says 4 different, or no, actually it's 6 different knobs. Different parameters right here, so you can change all the different little controls and how it'll affect it. From how many it'll affect right here. And you have as it'll cycle through here. So you can control every single one of these parameters through a module, through a control voltage. It's pretty cool. So I can actually, like, let's see, I will take the signal from this. It's going to send a gate signal out. So I want this gate signal to send to, let's see. Okay, so I want trigger right there. So this is going to send the gate signal. Now I'm going to reduce that because it is going very, very fast. I'm going to have it send out one every beat. So we have one gate for every beat. And that's sending to this right here. So we want to spin this not from an LFO, but to there we go, on an envelope. So, as you can see, it's going bam, bam, sending out that. So I'm going to send out this out. And what was? Oh yeah, it was control box. So I'm going to send this to this guy. And we're going to get a gate. Okay, there we go. We got a gate. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's do. Down. We're gonna up. Not sure why I'm not getting it. Okay. There we go. I think this actually deals with a 5-volt too, so this is actually a less than 5 volts. I might have to send this through. Oh, what would you know? A voltage controlled amplifier. So, as they say, over and over again, as I have said, you can never have too many voltage controlled amplifiers. You'll actually run out eventually if you want to continue modifying and modulating. Guaranteed to run out. So I am seeing this. Oh no, not the trigger gate. I want this. I want this to go into the VCA. Mess that up. I'm seeing this. The trigger gate. So let's just go through that. But I want this to be modified. So now we're going to go here. Make sure this one. Maybe it'd be better if I did it to like the hue or the color or let's see. But the saturation, but the value, that's how it lights. And they have the parameters of this. Okay, how about that? So now I'm going to send this to an LFO too. So check this out. We have it just flashing right now, which is not as cool. Hey, username 12789 or 8. A username 1278934. Shout out, subscription with Prime. Hell yes. I love it. We're gonna take this sine wave LFO and we're gonna send this to this parameter right now. So now, see how it's growing and stuff? We can control this sine wave. Now we have it set to sync, but we don't have it synced actually. We could sync it. I could sync this all together. I think I have a free sync. Have them all kind of modify each other. Quad, quad. Yeah, so I'm going to slow this down. Right there. So now I'm getting a lot of different. It's with the rhythm of the music. It looks like every time it hits the snare, it fills up the entire thing. See that? Might look better if I block the light here. Well, actually switched up right there. Because I do have a, so I'm controlling this. This isn't synced. So what I can do is I can sync the actual VCO. And we'll get that, or the LFO, I mean. So we'll sync that right here. I'm going to sync that to go. So now we can modify the colors too. We can have this go through the whole spectrum. Let's put that through an LFO too. Now this has nothing to do with the music or anything. This is just purely for aesthetics. So now we have it running through the colors as it's doing its little different trippy little effects. There we go. So each of these sliders right here corresponds to a different parameter that's affecting this right here. So I have it going through the colors, I have it going through what LED is lit up. But that's just a fun little basic, fun little thing. It doesn't even really contribute. But we do have a setup right here. So let me troubleshoot this bass. Because let's see how long. We got about 15 minutes left on this stream right here. And I want to get this bass working. So I'm going to be troubleshooting this bass, see if we can get this damn thing to make sounds. We have that right there, so we know that it has open, we know it's making sound. So, depth, filter. You know, I will say I'm supremely confused how I cannot get this thing to make sound. Because it should, like, well, it shows that it's making sound, but I'm not able to send a voltage. Because I am sending a voltage controlled. Yeah, that's right there. The page has the gate. I have the gate set up properly. The gate is sending through there. Man, this is pretty confusing, especially because the bass is such an important part of my setup, and for some reason I cannot get it to make any sound. And I don't really know what I am doing wrong here. Let's see. So yeah, the LFO is outputting. We have output right here, the power. I have it routed through here, so it shouldn't even be giving me any trouble at all. Yeah, it's so confusing. So I can control the volume. I have the full out. I have the torch bouquet. I have. I'm not even getting. So I am getting the external volume. It says that I'm getting an external volume readout, but it's not giving me music. I think the last like Hey, shout out to Stained Eruption XYVNX. Oh wait, you're just a bot. The fuck out of here. Gotta get rid of that bot. Bots. Let's see, how do we do it? Ban Stained Direction, or whatever his name was. Hell yeah, I'm hydrating right now. Thank you, Kindle Fire 616. Man, I'm having trouble getting this stupid thing to make sound. The thing that really messes with me though is that I can get the A440, so it is making sound. Like that's the problem. The main problem I'm having here is that it is absolutely making sound, but for some reason it's not putting out the oscillator sound. Like, I don't know, maybe I can't imagine that it died on me. Like the oscillator bank just like died when I unplugged everything and it was working just fine 5 minutes ago. Or like during the beginning of the stream it was working. So that's what really confuses me here, because I am giving it a pitch. It is sending a pitch right here. But like everything, it's basically like 1 + 1 should equal 2, right? But 1 + 1 = fuck you. It's not working. So I'm not sure why. Like, see, that's going through. I should have the output. It's that sound. I shouldn't be able to get that sound right there if this wouldn't make sound. Like, because that's using the oscillator bank, the voice bank, to make the A440. Right there, that's the A440 test tone, basically. Here, I'll take off the arpeggiator. See that right there? But it's not giving me an actual voltage control oscillator. It's just giving me the A440. It's kind of annoying. And what's really frustrating is that I really don't have any troubleshooting that I can do. I don't have any. It's basically like I would be essentially. What I'm having trouble with is I put it on the input, and then the output. Imagine if like you had a guitar pedal, you know, and you plug it into the input, and then when it goes to the output, like clearly it seems like the guitar pedal is broken. If this is not giving me an output, I should be getting an output. That's what I'm saying. Like, but it's not giving me anything, and it's really sucks because this is one of my favorite pieces of gear, and now it feels like it's broken. And I'm not sure how to fix it. Let me see if I could like troubleshoot this thing. At least all the other stuff works, but yeah, it's the Model D seems to only be giving me an A440 with no keyboard control whatsoever, with no voltage controlled oscillation, nothing on the filter modulating. I shouldn't have unplugged all that stuff, I guess. I don't know. Like I can't get this thing to work. And that sucks because like I'm putting in time troubleshooting this, and like even off stream, it's not like I'm gonna get anything different off stream. It's exactly the same. Dang, like it should be giving me some sound. It's so frustrating. I had it was working just before too. That's the worst part. It was just working. Now it's not working. idea what caused this. You know, this happens to me a lot too. I will say that I'll be working on something and like especially my computer will just break down out of nowhere. It'll just die and I'll have no idea why. And then, you know, I'll do some bullshit and then it'll suddenly be working again. It's like, what caused that? There's no explanation whatsoever. It just does it, decides to, as like just like a prank on me, like a fuck you kind of thing. Like, haha, I gotcha. You thought you could solve this, but it's completely absurd and there's no actual answer. It's all just a fuck. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not able to get any sound out of this, which is really unfortunate because it is one of my favorite pieces of gear that I have, the Model D. It has such a meaty bass sound. You could listen to a ton of my music has it. Almost all of my music, other than if I'm using a bass guitar itself, any of the bass lines will be covered by this Model D. And now it seems that the oscillator bank is not giving any sound at all. That makes me sad. Let me see if I have like this in the mix. Oh, okay. So my mix there's something going on right there. So my mix, because I was getting sound right there. Let me switch over. So now I have a problem with the filter. The filter bank on here doesn't work. Maybe if I do filter. No. This doesn't work. And then when I put it through the mix, I don't get the 8440, but I do get this. So that is very interesting. Okay, well, so I have that, but it's only the mix out. I'm not getting, that's a problem because now I can't use the filter bank. It's just the mixer. So yeah, it looks like it's just skipping straight from mixer. It's skipping all the modifiers. So I'm not quite sure what's going on, like why I'm not able to get. You know what? I'm not able to get the 8440 anywhere. Oh, only when I have the gate open. Okay. Through the headphones. Not through the headphones. So yeah, this is a strange case of I don't know what the fuck, but. Hopefully by next stream, I'll have that fixed. I mean, if all else fails, I could just skip the entire filter bank on this and just run the raw signal into here, even the ADSR, you know, because it's not giving me the contour, the ADSR on there. It's not giving me the cutoff frequency, the attack, or like the envelope on the frequency. It's not giving me anything. It's just giving me the raw signal out of there when I... Actually, hold on. Just give me this. But it is controlled by the voltage control, so that's good. I get notes out of it at least. But other than that, I'm not getting any cutoff frequency or anything like that. So that will be something that I am going to have to troubleshoot, unfortunately. See how that works out. But we are coming to the end of the stream. Let's see, we are coming up on about 4 minutes until the end of the stream. So I think it's pretty cool though. We did start with something that was full, and then I built in the hour and 45 minutes or so a whole new thing. Now we have a whole new instrument essentially. I even have this too. Well, I'll try to figure out how to get the bass working. Yeah, but yeah, I'll figure out how to get that working for some reason why it wasn't working before, or why it's not working. Yeah, because I have the A440 in there. But I'll figure it out, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. But until next time, we have a stream on, let's see, I believe tomorrow we have a stream. Let me check the schedule that we got. We have a stream on... Oh no, we have a stream on Thursday and Friday. It looks like we don't have any other scheduled streams. Just Modular Monday and then I don't know. We might have another stream sometime in between that time. I might have like an impromptu random stream or something. But until then, we'll get back to this. Maybe this will be just the exact. It'll probably be the exact same spaghetti that we built on this stream for the next Modular Monday. I can even continue building stuff. We can get into the sequencers. I have a bunch of sequencers. I have a lot of different stuff that we can do. We can continue building this. I have a really cool formant filter right here that I'd love to use on maybe we can run like the chips through it, or the Dixie. That makes it sound like a mouth, like a vowel sounds on the filter. It's really awesome. This ripples is really cool. This is a great filter too, but it can also be a voltage control oscillator, so you can get a voice out of it. Pretty awesome. But I think this right here is where we will let it ride out. Just listen to this and enjoy. And I'll see you next time. And always remember,